Hey everyone, Chris Shokigi back with another toy review, and it's going to be on the Transformers X Sonic the Hedgehog crossover 2-pack of Blue Booster and Wingtail. Which is literally Sonic and Tails, if they were Cybertronians, if you will. And all I gotta say is, I was excited when this was, what's the word? When it was revealed. When this was revealed, I got excited because I'm a big Sonic fan and a huge Transformers fan, and ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to see a Sonic the Hedgehog and Transformers crossover. I just feel like a crossover between Transformers and Sonic would sound awesome if done right. And I was excited, like I said, when this was revealed. Again, it's a 2-pack, so they don't come separately, they come together. And I've seen it in my local Target plenty of times, but $50 for it, just no. Thankfully, my cousin actually found this set on Black Friday and got it for me. So thanks again, man. I'm very happy with this. Oops, did not mean to block the screen. Did not mean to block the lens. But anyway, I'm very happy with this 2-pack. Are they perfect? No, but I've said this a lot of times. Not every figure is going to be perfect. Like, you can get a figure that's amazing, but with some issues. This, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Again, not perfect, but we'll get into that soon enough in robot mode. So, let's get started. But first, let's go over the accessories. Now, for Wingtail, has this little jet propulsion type of canister with a blue flame, which can come out if you want. And without it, you can just have the plane just land. Or you could just plug it down here as a little booster to go faster. And Blue Booster comes with this little ring shield thing. The outer, like there's a ring around and there's clear blue plastic here, which is more useful in robot mode. You can't store it anywhere. I mean, if you want to, you can kind of do that, but that doesn't count, so no. It also comes with an invincibility capsule, which if you turn this, there's an Autobot symbol on the other side, so this actually spins. That's actually really cool. But again, you can't store it on either one. You can't store it on Blue Booster. I don't know why, but I forgot to mention there's also this little peg hole here, which if you want, you can plug in the shield on the back, like so. Doesn't really do much, but oh. And I'm just gonna take this off too. But again, this is what Wingtail has for a weapon. If you want for a weapon in robot mode, but we'll get into that more when we transform them. So let's take a look at Blue Booster, which is obviously supposed to be Sonic's racing car from, I believe, Sonic, the racing games like Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, I believe, as well as Sonic Racing Transformed. I haven't played those games. I've heard about them, but I never played them. And yeah, not a bad looking car. I mean, it is tiny. It is pretty small compared to my hand. It's small. And compared to Wingtail, it's a bit smaller than Wingtail. Yeah, it rolls. So that's something. Though you can kind of see the hands from the back, unfortunately. But what can you do? And there's no seat there, which I honestly wish this translucent window here was like painted like a similar shade of blue to the headlights, but it's not. The inner rim tires are red. Not really much robot kibble aside from, again, these hands, which, though you can pretend they're like little boosters, as if it's using a turbo boost or something, but again, it rolls. So that's cool. But yeah, nothing really much to this guy. He rolls, and that's pretty much it. Now to transform him, you just want to lift up this, and I like to turn it around and fold it back like so. Lift this panel up like that. Separate the legs and unpeg from here to where you can, kind of straighten them out like that and bring them up until it pegs in. Bring this down, rotate this panel, flip it up like so, and then bring it up like that, and fold this in, and then fold in the tire. And there's one leg done. And to quote Emgo, second verse, same as the first. It just fold up like that. Turn this, or no, not that. Fold this around. Okay, I was doing it right. Bring this down, turn this around, flip this up, fold it back up, and then fold this in, fold in the tire. Make sure this is pegged in. And there are his legs. We just need to... Okay, there we go. Next, you want to bring this back down. Unpeg the arms and fold the hands up, and then fold this out like so. You know, unpeg the hand from here actually. Fold up the hand, fold out the arm on this joint here, and you can see his head. And bring this down. Bring these arms up like so. And you want to take this entire bit, rotate it around. Also rotate the legs around. Bring the arms down, rotate them, straighten them out. Oh. I don't think you saw that. Anyway, flip up the head, bring up this chest, and fold this back, and it'll tab into place. And there he is. There's Blue Booster in robot mode. You can't really see it. Let me just lift this up a bit. But yeah, there he is. Again, it looks like Sonic, but yeah, this is not a bad look. While I do wish there was like some red on the feet to what's the word? To kind of emulate Sonic's shoes, but oh well. But yeah, not a bad looking small Robo Sonic. Small Cybertron Sonic, if you will. Nothing too crazy. And you could take the ring shield, you could plug into his hand like so. And you can even take this bit, take the capsule, and there's a little flip out handle like so, where you can plug it on this. You can have it plugged on the back of his hand like that, if you want, or you can have him hold it. Though having him hold it is a bit more tighter than plug here. But yeah, that could be his weapon. Again, like I said, this thing spins. So yeah, not too bad. Though I kind of wish his weapons were better, but oh well. And you know what? I'll just take this off, fold it back up, and take the shield off. But yeah, that's Blue Booster. Now for posability, his head can rotate, but let me move this back. Bring the arms down. But yeah, his head can move side to side. It can move up and down on the hinge. And a bit on the ball peg, if you will. So head movement, not bad. He has a head pivot. His arms can fully rotate. Though he has those, what that toy guy calls trigger happy hot rod arms. So they move outward like this, but the arms rotate here. And I'm not really a fan of it. I'm not really a fan of this. Like, the outward joint should have been on the actual shoulder itself. Where instead of doing that, you move it up. You could move it out to have him do a T-pose. I mean, this, I'm not really a fan of this type of shoulder movement. I'm not a fan of that. But he has a bicep swivel, single jointed elbows. His wrist can't rotate, but due to the transformation joint, you can bend the wrist up. So if you want to pretend he has a double hinge, but that's just the hand bending. He has a waist swivel. His legs can move forward about that far. It can move that back about that. We can move back all the way. It's a pretty tight joint. He has a beautiful spread. He has a thigh swivel. Though it's kind of tight on both. You can bend a lot more than 90 degrees at the knee. And his feet can mostly move back, not really forward. I mean, this thing does get in the way. And he does kind of have an ankle pivot if you want to use that transformation joint, but anyway, Blue Booster is not bad. I mean, he's not perfect. Like, I already brought up the shoulder articulation I'm not a fan of. And, well, some tight joints in some areas, which having tight joints isn't bad, but you know, if they're too tight, they could break. But either way, not a bad figure. Not bad. But now let's move on to Wingtail, which is Tails' tornado plane. And you can see the propeller can spin. That's cool. He has landing gear, but the wheels don't turn, unfortunately. And like I showed in the video earlier, you could plug this in, have him look at a little booster. So this guy has actually better what's the word? Weapon storage. So yeah, that's something. I just knocked something over. Hold on a minute. Okay. Yeah, Wingtail. It's Tails' tornado plane with a spinning propeller. That's something. But again, not really much to this vehicle mode, so let's transform him. Which is actually a bit more complex than Blue Booster. Now, what I like to start is separating this back here, separating the tail of the plane. Now, you don't want to pull on these because, yeah, see, that's what happens. If you pull on these, you'll just pop these off. They're not broken, but just don't pull on them. And this is almost parts forming. Almost. But yeah, try to unpeg these from the sides and move them out of the way. Move this canopy up, which, again, like with Blue Booster, there's no seat there. I wish there was a different color, but... And lift this up. Fold this in. Same thing with the other side. Like so. Kind of lift this up a bit so you can fold up the landing gear here. Unpeg these and fold them out. These will be his legs. Bring this down. Rotate the hip, rotate the thigh, and rotate the foot. Same thing with this. Same thing with the other one. And let's see here. Bring these bottom wings down like so, so that you can, or bring them up as well if you want, so you could, oh, lift this up first, then these can be moved out of the way. Bring out the arms like so. Yeah, this is a bit more complex than Blue Booster. Unpeg the hands from these pegs here. Rotate the bicep, straighten them out. Rotate the wings, and then just, you can't even see that. Plug, you still can't see it. Just rotate the wing and then plug it into the shoulder. Or bring these back a bit. Do the same thing on this side. Unpeg it, rotate the arm, rotate the wing. These are held by pegs, so they pop off. They're not broken, but I still can't see that, sorry. But yeah, these things pop off, and it can be irritating, so just be mindful of that. But yeah, there we go. And make sure this is out of the way so you can rotate the waist around like so. Bring down this bit. You can fold in the arms. I'm sorry if I'm constantly moving this guy off the screen. I'm just trying to see what I'm doing. And you want to lift this bit up, take the cockpit, or take the glass of the cockpit, rotate it around, and fold it up like that, and this will peg into place. And these wings I like to fold up like so. Or actually, before you do that, you want to take this bit, fold it up, and rotate these back pieces out of the way. And then just pegs. Okay, I'm folding these up. Then you can fold this in like so, and it pegs into place. And there we go. It's like that. And then you bring this bit down, flip up the head. And then just close it up. Like so. Well, let me just make some adjustments here. Okay, and there he is. There's Wingtail in robot mode. And obviously it's supposed to be Tails. So, yeah. Surprisingly, the transformation is a bit more complex than Blue Booster. I don't know why, but oh well. Yeah, the propeller still spins. And I mean, these wings, you can have them straight back like so. Or you can have them out, but I like them straight back. And these plain bits, I guess, are supposed to be to replicate Tails' two tails that he uses to fly with. But yeah, not bad. Oh, hold on a minute, did I? Oh, there we go. Had to fix something. There we go. The one thing I don't like is these wing bits here. Like you saw earlier, these pop off, and then this bit can come off as well. Why would Hasbro do something like that? I have no idea. I'm not a fan of it. But yeah. I'm just gonna plug this back in and fold this up. All right. But yeah, there he is. And you can take this little booster bit with the flame, plug it to his hand. It's like a little flamethrower if you want. But yeah, that's Wingtail. For posability, for him, has slightly more actually than Blue Booster. I mean, his head can move side to side. It can move up and down a bit. His arms can fully rotate properly. And they can swing out about that far with the wings attached. But if you remove the wings, then they can swing out a bit more further without any hindrance. But just plug this thing back in if I can. There. It's a bicep swivel, a pretty tight one. Double jointed elbows, which is awesome. No wrist swivel though. He has a waist swivel, though it's hindered by this back piece here, so it's there, but it's hindered. His legs can move forward. They can move back about that far if you move this out of the way. He has a beautiful spread, a thigh swivel, single jointed knees that bend in a whole lot more than 90. And he has an ankle pivot. His feet can't move forward and back, but they can rotate. So yeah, this guy has a foot swivel and an ankle pivot. They just can't move forward and back. But yeah, all in all, this is not a bad 2-pack. Not bad at all. And Wingtail actually has shoulder joints that are better at posing than Blue Booster. I'm just going to readjust this guy so he's standing up. Here they both are, and you know what? I'm just gonna give them their weapons. Like so. It looks like Wingtail is a bit... Yeah, he's a bit taller than Blue Booster. Interesting. But, yeah. Yeah. There they are. Wingtail and Blue Booster. Not a bad 2-pack. I mean, I'm very happy I have these guys. I'm very happy to have a Sonic and Transformers crossover figures. I'm still hoping for a Sonic and Transformers crossover, like in media, either in a game or in comics. Because I know Transformers has crossed over with like G.I. Joe, DC, Marvel, and I know there's a recently released Sonic X DC Universe crossover, where a Sonic team crosses over with the Justice League. But either way, this is still awesome. I'm hoping to get a Transformers Sonic crossover comic, maybe. Comic series. But these guys will have to do. Anyway, that's it. See you all next time.